Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to show you some more of what I've been up to, and that is custom figures. Um, there's 3 customs here that I've done, and the very first one that I did was the Stormtrooper on the left. And what I did was on this guy, I found a figure at Dollar Tree that I believe the line is called Final Faction or something. And I thought that the head on that figure looked like me, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to grab that figure and make a custom out of him. I've never made a custom before. This was actually the first one I ever did, but it was pretty simple. I cut his head off, and I tried to use the peg from his neck. I just couldn't make it work, so I ended up cutting the whole thing off, and I cut his whole neck off actually, and put this hole in it. And then I have this Stormtrooper I found at a flea market for $1 that had no head, and I grabbed him, and I cut the little ball joint off of his neck and put that post in there because the ball joint was too big. It was never going to fit inside of this head. So I just kind of made that to fit like that, and that was pretty easy to do. And the weapon there comes from a Power of the Force 2 Death Star gunner. My Death Star gunner is going to sit in the gunner chair of the Death Star, so he doesn't need the weapon. And that helmet he's holding doesn't actually fit on his head. That is from a Kanan Jarrus figure, and I figure he just hold it. He doesn't need the helmet on because then you can't see that it's actually me. Oh, and I painted the beard a little bit. Then the next one I did was this here Obi-Wan. I really wanted the Saga Collection Obi-Wan, but you know, he's kind of pricey. I had this Power of the Jedi Obi-Wan who had a broken arm, and so I just took the head and the belt from him. Let's remove his robe here. This lightsaber, I'm not sure which figure this goes to, but I found this at a toy fair, bought it for $1, or maybe 50 cents or something, but that is Obi-Wan Sabre. Same toy fair, I found this robe, and I have no idea what figure this robe goes to, but it works out great as an Obi-Wan robe. So his arms, torso, and legs all come from, it was a Mace Windu figure, and the Mace Windu came in a bag that I bought for $12 and had like 20 figures in it. So, you know, and I don't really collect anything outside of original trilogy, so it doesn't bother me one bit to use him in this way. But you can see he's got the belt piece from the Power of the Jedi Obi-Wan. His lower robe here is a sock that it's an old sock that it's clean. I washed it, but it's an old sock that had holes in it, and it's almost matches Obi-Wan's colors. And the real reason I did this is because since I'm using him in my diorama, he needs to sit. He didn't have jointed legs. This since I used the Mace Windu, he has jointed knees, so he can sit. And let's see, what else did I do? I didn't paint the upper arms. I only painted the lower arms because with the robe on, you're not going to see them. And I didn't want to gum up the joints with paint, since will need to pose him. And so yeah, I had to paint the neck. I had to paint that inner brown robe. And that's about all I did. I used Qui-Gon Jinn's hands. Not sure what Qui-Gon it was. I could have just painted Mace Windu's hands, but I thought, these are close enough. I'll just put Qui-Gon's hands in there. And it's from a broken Qui-Gon that came in a bag that I got really cheap. And then the next one I did, I think his name is Jasper. The Hasbro version of this figure, it looks to me like they just made up the costume. Doesn't look like he looks on screen, even though you only see him on screen for a couple seconds. On screen, you can tell he's wearing a black vest and a long sleeve white shirt, but that's not what Hasbro did. So what I did with this guy was, he had some detailing on the sides of his arms and a pocket. I ground those off with a Dremel, and I painted them the antique white. The antique white pretty much matched what was already on his wrists and his neck. And again, this figure is going to be for use in my diorama, so he needs to sit. And so I gave him Count Dooku's legs that have jointed knees. And I think that kind of fits in with what we see throughout Star Wars anyway. Like, here's one of his original legs. And, I mean, it kind of fits into the Star Wars universe. Even though I don't think I've ever seen these kind of boots before, but tall boots and slim pants seems to be a Star Wars fashion thing, so I figured those would work out great. And I had to paint his crotch area to match the legs, and that was pretty easy. It's just brown with a little black, and I think he looks great. Making these custom figures was actually a lot of fun, and I do intend to make some more, and I promise you that the next one I do will be done on camera to share with all of you at home watching. And until next time, I thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, drop me a comment, and I'll see you next time.